Ladies and gentlemen, we're here again. It's me, the lawyer, Derek Morales. I'm here with the therapist.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another video of the therapist and the lawyer.
Hey, so I gotta say it right away. I know we're back, and we're back on the Sarah Boone case. The case just continues to add layers to the case. Now, I know we're gonna review some of the stuff that we left off behind, but we do got like literally, events that just happened yesterday. New attorney, the therapist is gonna have some of those details for us, and let's get into it. Let's talk about what's been going on. Talk to me.
Yes, Derek. So you know what? The case is going to be starting in court in October. So that way, we want to catch everybody up, put all these videos so that way everybody's in the same page once the trial starts. So I want to start the video with giving a little bit of the timeline and all the background of the case. So that way everybody it's on the same page. Everybody can follow whatever is going on with Sarah Boone case. So everything started with the death of George Torres. He was a 42-year-old American man suffocated to death on February 24, 2020 in Winter Park, Florida, after being sipped into a suitcase. His girlfriend, then 42-year-old Sarah Boone, was arrested the following day for second-degree murder after agreeing to a police interview. Prior to his death, Torres has been arrested multiple times for alleged instances of domestic violence against Boone, and she had been arrested one time for alleged instance of domestic violence against Torres. Boone has been arrested once in alleged battery of strangulation against Torres in July 2018 when both Boone and Torres were arrested. However, her charge was dismissed. Torres had been arrested 4 times for alleged battery against Boone. Boone bailed Torres out of jail each time. The incident that happened that it's leading us to the case was on October 25th, 2020. Sarah Boone called 911 and told them that the boyfriend, Jorge Torres, was dead. Boone claimed that she and Torres had a single bottle of wine and then decided to play hide and seek. She claimed that they threw it would be funny. They thought it would be funny to put him in the suitcase, and they were both laughing. She stated that she then went to upstairs, accidentally fell asleep, leaving Torres in the suitcase. Torres' death was ruled as homicide. The following day, Boone was asked to go to the police station in an interview. During the interview, forensic investigator asked for her phone. She willingly gave her phone to them, and it was searched. The search found 2 videos that Boone had taken the night before. The videos allegedly showed Boone laughing as Torres pled for help inside the suitcase, stating, "That's what you do when you choke me. And that's what I feel like when you cheat on me." Boone stated that she did not remember recording those videos. Now in the trial, Boone has subsequently charged with second-degree murder for killing Torres, held in Orange County Jail without bail. She had written letters to trial judge stating that she has not been represented fairly. 8 different attorneys appointed to represent her have withdrawn. After the withdrawal of her 8th lawyer, Boone has been deemed to have forfeited her right to court-appointed counselor and must now represent herself in court. She's expected to use battery woman's defense at her trial. The date it's going to be October 7, 2024. The latest is that the judge has denied more time now that she has a new lawyer appointed to her, that it's pro bono. So she has a good lawyer now, Derek. She lawyered up with a pro bono lawyer. I want to show you a little bit about his background so you can have kind of like a little bit of insight who he is. I know you are a licensed attorney there too in Florida. So sure. I don't know if you have seen it or know a little bit about him, but he's well experienced. his name based, on his page and all that. This is him, James Owens. Like I said, based on the court filing and the court hearing that they had, he's there as a pro bono. He has 35 years experience, and he also was a former criminal prosecutor. I know he has other like good things background. I think he was voted to. I cannot really recall what he was doing, but I know for sure that, like you can see, he has vast experience in a lot of cases. So that's kind of the latest for Sarah Boone right now. Today, what we have is we're going to watch the video of her interview. Something that I want you to give in perspective to, that give me that perspective now that we read everything that has been happening, and now that she has another lawyer giving us a different perspective of battery, a woman syndrome. So now we have to be open-minded here. It bring me open-minded. So
Absolutely. It's a surprise. It's the first time I hear about the battered woman syndrome defense. It does, even more for you. I can imagine how much it opens up wait a second, there's layers to this, right? Because now when you're saying battered woman syndrome, you're getting into a mentality defense.
exactly.
You're getting into a mental defense to what she did. Now, I wanted to comment on the attorney, Mr. Owens, because I got to say this is probably the best thing that's ever happened to this lady. This is a lifeline. This is a lifeline for her. The fact that she's able to have Mr. Owens represent her in court, an attorney with incredible experience. I also want to comment on the fact that he's doing it pro bono has no bearing on his great experience and the way that he's going to defend her 100% to the best of his capability. The concept of him doing it pro bono is the same way where, we find attorneys, we find ourselves in whether it's in a ethical or in a situation in life where somebody needs help. I'm not going to comment right now as to whether, Mr. Owens is saying that she's not guilty or guilty, but I just starting off, good for her. Thank God for her. Thank God for her. And of course, I'll be watching closely because, Mr. Owens is an attorney to follow, and he will show an incredible show of criminal defense. And guess what? Rightfully so for the defendant. She should be able to have a great attorney like Mr. Owens put the best effort. Before we talk about guilty or not guilty, you need a defense attorney to protect your substantial due process. The process begins first, and it has to be protected before we even get into evidence, guilty or not guilty. So, I follow your lead. I just wanted to give that little bit of comment on Mr. Owens.
I appreciate it. Everyone deserves that. Everyone that it's in court that has any case. I think that, and we as the spectators and commentators and people that are they're following us, I really wish that everybody has that open mind. And every time of the process should keep us in an open mind. We saw her in the first video. We reacted to it. Everyone is willing to react. That's what we want. But I would really, really encourage people to always have an open-minded and see the evidence and see the process. So thank you for that. It gives us more of, like you said, like how we need to protect that process.
I mean, are you feeling, tell me, I know you're in this, I know you're in the community. I know that you're following in detail what the masses are saying about this, in this case. Tell me, is there any talk about any problems with Mr. Owens representing him? How's the public taking this? Are they taking like, I can imagine maybe some people have a negative opinion of Mr. Owens representing her, or that's not really what's happening now in the public?
Well, because this just started, everyone is like curious, like Who is
Okay.
he? How does this happen? What is his intention? If he just wants to be, have the attention of the media, or he's coming here with the goodwill of doing this. So everybody is more observant. I'm not gonna say well, what I have seen, people are more close-minded already of saying like she's guilty, she's all this, she's all that, and I understand it. I really
Yeah,
do.
yeah, yeah. That part is fine. That's fine. That's fine.
It's fine, but related to him, I haven't seen anything bad saying about
Good,
him. He
good,
just started. It's just people wondering.
good, good. Because you know what I would say? If you got arrested in Florida, you wanted Jesse Owens representing you.
I agree. I agree.
Let's see. Let's watch the man do his job. And even the talk about attorneys
Mhm.
taking a case because of publicity, I can
Mhm.
promise you that our job is so past the reality of publicity that the
Mhm.
focus is another human's life. You don't sleep well. Publicity is publicity. Our job is number one, focus on the human's life that we're trying to save one way or another. That's what keeps us laid up at night. That's what we do. Publicity doesn't do something better or enough for that. And the
Mhm.
concept of him, taking on this client. So
Mhm.
let me see what you got. What are we looking at with this video? I mean, this lady went nuts to me, realizing how much she was talking, how
Mhm.
much, I remember in our last video, you gave us a great insight. You gave us a great insight as to
Mhm.
why she was saying so many things.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
manipulation, right?
Yes, yes, and you know what? I stand with that so far with the evidence I'm seeing. So maybe something might change. Maybe when the case starts and we have Mr. Owens showing everything, I can back up. This happens to me as a therapist too. Remember, like you said, people have layers and we cannot see it in a judgmental eyes all the time. But
Mm.
because we're here to comment, to react, I'm giving my fresh eye clinical observation when I see things. But when I see other things, I'm willing to open my horizons and say, I'm seeing something different here.
And remember, never forget one of the founding principles of our greatest judicial system in the history of the world, the United States of America, the foundation to our Constitution, the foundation to our freedom is you're innocent until proven guilty.
And I like that and stand by that. So let's start with this video. Let's see how she reacts. I know you're gonna go nuts because she's gonna talk a lot. And it's a little lengthy, so what I'm gonna do is some parts I'm gonna put it like a little forward or a little bit fast, so people can see the video, but as well not be so lengthy. Okay.
One quick comment before we get into this video, and a quick comment on the deceased person, and that was his name is Mr. Fernandez.
His name is Mr. Torres.
Mr. Torres, sorry, I heard you.
Don't worry.
A comment on the deceased person, Mr. Torres. With all due respect to his family, I want to extend my condolences on behalf of the lawyer, the therapist. May he rest in peace, because the images of Mr. Torres in that suitcase have haunted me since I saw it. Okay, now to make a little bit of light, I hope this is not a little too soon. When you said in your opening that he died by asphyxiation, but really he was tied inside the suitcase. I said, man, no, the way he died is like one of these unimaginable ways, right? And then I thought about the show. There's like a show on TV that's like 1,000,000 ways to die. And it shows the craziest ways people die. And I said, oh my God, this is like a new one to the list. You can die zipped inside of a suitcase. So that itself it hurts my heart.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a new way. I can't believe this. At my life's age, I'm seeing a new way somebody could be dead, killed. Rest in peace, Mr. Torres, and justice. Is justice right now is doing the right thing for him.
I agree. I agree. I
Good.
hope this may be served and he deserves no less than having justice for his life
Good.
and for
Good.
his
Good.
family. Okay, so let's do this. Let's start with the video. We're ready.
What happened more, okay? I'm gonna have you sit in the green chair through the oils. Appreciate you coming in.
Yes, ma'am. I want to ask about this. Never mind.
Sure. So obviously, you received his autopsy. So I'm gonna read you your rights again because we have to talk about that. And since I'm talking about the incident, we just have to do it, just like we did yesterday. Just like we did yesterday. Remember I read you the rights? Your rights? Yeah. So this is the exact same thing, but since I'm asking you follow-up questions, I need to read them to you, okay? All right, so you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before and during questioning without charge. If you cannot afford a lawyer and want one can be provided for you before questioning without charge. Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to talk to me?
No.
And do you understand what I just read you? Yes. Perfect, okay. So this morning we went to his autopsy, and we were informed of some injuries that he has by the doctor. So I want, so he's got scratch marks to his back.
I know that's wrong.
Okay. And it's called a contusion. Do you know what a contusion is? So like basically you're getting hit and then you get a mark from it. You'll get bruising. Like someone hit you or something like that. It's called a contusion. So he had some injuries to his left shoulder. He had a cut near his like lip. We could see his mouth was a little.
So I haven't laid a hand on him.
Okay.
I've also too. He fell off my son's bike,
Okay.
so I don't know. And he's notorious for running into the wall or the halter. So why?
Okay. What about the scratches?
I don't want to stop this fast, Derek, but listen to this. Oh, you heard her again, the typical abuser when he's very tend to hit on walls and all that stuff. That's very typical for domestic violence victims. So that gave me like a little open my eyes of saying, hey, listen of what she's saying. So
But and when you're saying it gives you the hint of a domestic violence victim, elaborate on that, like that she is a domestic violence victim because of the way she's answering. Okay, I understand that.
The way she's answering, she looks like what perpetrators will say when they get caught on other people having bruises and having all those marks
From what they did to them.
For what they did to them. Exactly.
Okay,
so
I get it. Yes.
The typical man will hit the woman and what she says, I bump into the wall. So those typical reasons of why you will have bruises. So when she's saying this, it gives me like that perpetrator vibes of excuse.
Okay, now let me add something to that. Because in the context of the law, the battered woman syndrome defense, it goes into that concept because the battered woman in the area in the body of law that we've dealt with facts and cases is the woman that at some point was denying that she was being abused.
Exactly.
And it's a battered woman syndrome. That's part of it. So that's interesting. I'm interested that you saw that and how it connects to why we're doing this, how it connects to the law, that mental. I love that this is a mental defense that they decided to do.
And something really quick, now that you mentioned the battered woman syndrome, this is something that in the next video, I'm gonna discuss most in depth of what is for us, what we look, how does it look like, what are the symptoms, what are the categories, so that way, like I said, we're ready for the trial on October, okay, Derek?
That video, I'm gonna tell my lawyers and I tell any of the lawyers to tune in to watch, because that's the type of stuff that we talk to expert therapists and expert counselors to help us when we're dealing with cases that's happening. So let's see what's going on here.
Because there's also sex.
Yes.
Okay. Because there's also like a scratch on like the back of his neck, like kind of like going, but it's like going straight across.
I have no idea what that's from.
And they're all recent. Like they occurred recently. It wasn't something that occurred post or that occurred a week ago or 2 days ago, 3 days ago. They definitely occurred, the night leading up to when he was.
In all honesty,
I think that it's more
we have not gotten into it.
specific.
Okay, that's why, the only thing I thought you guys were going to ask me about, which I was going to be honest with you anyway, are the scratch marks on his back. Everything else, I have no idea what it is. No idea what it is. Nonetheless, I've had my son over the house too, so
But your son was there when? When was he last there?
Oh gosh.
From my understanding, he was there like last Tuesday.
I don't know if it was Tuesday, but yes, he was there last week. So,
Well, we're talking about Sunday. We're just talking about what occurred Sunday. Like I said, the injuries they occurred within that time period.
so you're talking about day before yesterday.
Sunday leading into Monday. You called us yesterday at 1, but the incident, you guys were painting and stuff the night prior.
Correct.
So we're talking about Sunday and then
That's
into
why
Monday.
I'm thoroughly confused because we had a good time sitting on the back porch having wine and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play and listen to music. That's why nobody got out of sorts. This is what's mind blowing to me. Like I have no clue. Nobody laid a hand on anybody.
He also had, like on the left side of his forehead, he had basically bruising, and on like his head and skull,
I have no idea.
as if something hit him.
Maybe it sounds like I have heard that something that they suspect happened is that she threw him over the stairs. So probably what they're all saying. But when the trial starts and we get the doctor autopsy, maybe we could get more clarity about this.
I
Considered
have not
forced
touched him.
trauma.
I have not touched him. I have not touched him.
How would you get those injuries?
Tell me and we'll both know. I have not touched him.
Yesterday, when we took photographs of your overall body, and they did the buccal swabs, did they go under your fingernails?
No.
Okay. Are you willing to let us
Absolutely.
swab underneath your fingernails?
Go for it.
Okay.
I have no idea, and I don't want to seem out of sorts, but I have no idea. We had a good day.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good day. We've had good days lately,
Mm-hmm.
even considering everything that's going on with our jobs and life in general and ex-wives and everything. It's been good. Like, I don't even know where this is coming from.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
even
the
know.
last physical was probably, you said, I think, what, a month ago? Where you got the injury, right? You said that was
I'll
a
say
month
a
ago?
few weeks, give or take, yeah.
A few weeks. That was the last, like, physical altercation between the two of you? You said a month ago he hit you with a curtain rod.
Yeah, with current rod. That's why I can't believe you guys didn't take that either.
Wow.
Like, we've been good. I don't know if, like, it's since the last time he got out of jail. Like, we've been good, and he's been having his classes and seeing his probation officer, who's amazing. So,
What do you mean by good? What's your definition of good?
the probation
you-
officer,
Oh, no, you said you guys have been good. What's your definition?
I've been good. I don't think you all understand. He comes at me all the time. He comes at me. So it's either I flee or try to go upstairs and go to sleep. That's usually what it is. And I don't know.
So what do you mean by he comes after you? Like,
He gets belligerently drunk.
mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you all have looked through my phone yet and seen any of the pictures and the videos that I have taken.
Mhm.
And at one point,
Let me comment. Let me say something here, Doc. Hey, therapist. I gotta say something and tell me, is it me or is it every time she said we're good, we were good? I felt that she was saying something bad happened because I mean it was just wow, what's going on there? Why does she keep repeating the same kind of phrase? We were good.
In my opinion, I think that she's doing that because she did something, but she wants to convince you that, I have no reason to harm him. What reason would I have if everything was good? I think that, in my opinion, that's it. And in her body language and her repeating that, it's because of that.
Okay, now, but me with my lawyer head, the way thinking as a lawyer, I want to think like, but a regular person doesn't react like that, the way she's doing it. Or what do you say about that? Am I wrong? Like anybody could react like that?
I want to say, what I would say, everybody can react a different way. I don't think that it's normal that if you didn't do something, you want to convince the other person that we were good. To me, it's something behind that. It's more the fact of controlling and saying nothing. I have no reason to harm this person. I do nothing. It's fighting so hard to convince the officers and the investigators. That's her, that's what she's trying to do. That's what I can
I get it. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Because
Let me
also
some more.
in her body language and going like, we were good. You see, I think she's going to cover something. That's her, behavior.
You'll see in my pictures, bloody fingers, split forehead. He split my nose. I've got.
Just to give you a quick example so you can visualize it a little bit more, it's usually typically when you see someone that it's in couples, right? And one of them has cheat, they always try to take like bullet points and say, why would I would do this? If I love you, we were okay. I have no reason to cheat on you. You see, like, to give you like a visualization of how it looks like a little bit, why someone would want to stick with something like that.
This,
Right.
I don't know if Brian told you about it, where I had to have I had one really bad surgery, but then it got really, 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 really bad where I had to go like 4 or 5 more times afterwards for them to tend to it. And then poking me in the back of the leg.
Right.
So it's,
Then why are you still with him?
everybody asks me that. When I tell you guys this, I really love him, like I do, and I feel like I can help him. Like I feel like I could help him, which I did, because he came a really long way from where he was in Philadelphia to moving back to here and to dealing with everything else that he's been dealing with. I've really helped him. I bailed him out of jail 3 times. I've gone to every single hearing and every single arraignment, everything that I did for him. Gone to see all his public defenders, go to the state. I've gone to the state. I did everything for him because I'm trying to help him, because I had hope in him. And he was trying. He was really trying. And then he starts to think about things, and I think he gets overwhelmed. And then it's like, next thing I know, he's drinking. So it's like, oh man, I know where this is gonna go. So
Were those just dry tears? Did she just cry for 1 second?
She did.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that she cried for a little bit, but you know what? In her favor, when she started saying like, I do love him, and her posture came down, I think she was truthful in that part. Like, the dynamic in one part, I believe her in this short part when she went down and say, I really loved him. I know he was doing his best. I know he was trying. I think that short part was actually, in my opinion, believable because of her nonverbal, how it became. But then when she started a little bit of crying, she remembered, like, I have to go back into my acting stuff and make things, get control again.
Yeah, she's in acting. She did. I saw the acting change. That's exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Upstairs and read a book, or I'm gonna go for a bike ride, or I'm gonna do something else. Or I don't want to drink. The occasional wine, whatever.
You see, now she went back to the acting of, let me control this because this people is gonna find out what I did. And that's why she's starting again with saying, I don't drink. I try. I'm control everything. You see, so that's when she came back to get the control, not be suspicious.
Or if it's a weekend, that's when you have a good time. You don't have to wake up the next day. I have to wake up the next day and do things. I have to tend to Lucas. I have to take him to school. I have all this stuff to do. He doesn't know how to, I guess, maintain himself, where I can do 50 things at once and still know the 50 things more prior that I need to get done. He can't process like that. He didn't process like that. So he would literally, not literally, but have smoke coming out of his ears. So the next thing you know, he doesn't want to deal with it. I'm going to go get something to drink. So the majority of the time I would hang out outside or do something else because I don't want to drink. And every time every time. His job broke his heart, and it made me sad because he had so much pride in his job. And the store that he took care of so much totally went downhill. And that broke his heart because he had put so much work and effort into fixing it up. And his manager was awful and basically gave up on all of the employees. So I think that had a huge bearing on why he would drink so much. His ex-wife is bonkers. She was all over him all the time. Send me money, send me money, send me money. How can I send you money when I don't have a job? And he's still trying to take care of me and Lucas by paying a bill here or there, getting some groceries. So he always had something on his mind, which is why, again, I got the puzzles and the bank to try to get him off of it so we don't have a drink, or he doesn't have a drink. So when you all see my phone, you can see all of the damage he has done to me and the videos of him smashing my television because he's belligerently drunk. Where most of the time, I just don't want to be there. And I try to help him. I try to calm him down. Eventually, he just passes out.
Well, yesterday it made it sound like you guys were just drinking like a glass or two. Like, yeah, you obviously had the bottle, but you told me on recording like that you were not drunk, he was not drunk, you guys were having a good time.
I can't get drunk. Number one, I do not want to get drunk. I don't like being non-complimentous, having my wits about myself. I don't like feeling out of control. So
I'm just saying you're making it sound like he's a raging alcoholic today, and yesterday I was kind of asking you those questions and you're like a little defensive, like, no, we're not alcoholics.
I'm not.
We are not, you know. But you guys were both sober on Sunday, to your knowledge, because when I said you went and passed out, you were like, no, I didn't pass out, I just fell asleep. So now it's kind of like, what is it? Were you guys drinking and it got out of hand and it got physical?
No.
Or is it?
Sunday was one of the better days that we have had in quite some time. He's dancing with my dog. You can see that too on the pictures, him loving the dog. He loves the dog and dancing around, having a good time and just being happy kind of thing. He doesn't know, I can get like maybe 2-3 glasses of wine and I'll be fine. But I have to have my wits about myself because I don't know what to expect.
Well, let's talk about Sunday. What was Sunday? How were you? Like, how many glasses of wine did you have? How many glasses of wine did he have? The bottle was gone. I mean, I don't know if you poured any out. Yes.
No, that was from previous.
You said that there was a half bottle left over.
Yeah, not as much.
And then that you had wine. Well, I don't even know how the wine. How'd you guys get the wine for Sunday?
I'm guessing he went to Publix.
Does he like leave the house and you stay home, or do you go to Publix? Like, because
Sometimes I'll go with him.
Okay. Did you go with him Sunday to
No.
Publix?
So most of the time what happens is, because the convenience store where we get cigarettes is here, and then Publix literally is cattywampus to it.
Okay.
So what he'll do is he'll start, go by Publix, and then on the way back, catch the convenience store.
Mhm.
So
Is that what he did Sunday?
I'm guessing that's what he did, because the next thing I know, he's walking in with a bottle.
Okay.
So that's,
Okay.
it's him trying to be nice, so I don't have to go out and do it. Plus there's stuff that I around the house that I had to take care of. So that's usually what will happen. Or I'm folding laundry and he'll go run out and do whatever.
So, where were you guys
Is that-
at on drunkenness, not drunkenness on Sunday? You told us you weren't drunk.
No, I was not drunk.
Right.
I was not drunk. So with him, I don't know. I know when it's like, oh, okay, man, where I have told him, slow down. It's starting to catch up with you. Slow down. Slow down. And another thing too is I don't like listening to music with him because he gets too involved in the music, and the music that he listens to is a little rough on the edges, and like just it makes me fractious listening to his music. So I kept asking him, let's just you and me talk. You and me will just be the ones that are talking, which was fine because I mean we were playing with a dog, whatever, and then it's like, okay, now let's do the painting. We just did the puzzles, took a break, now let's do this. Sure enough, that dog, we're sitting there talking, laughing, talking about new movies, we're watching movie trailers while we're doing painting and all that other stuff. So it's still background noise to him because I think that's what he's used to, is having background noise. Where me, I can sit in here all day with not a peep. But he always has to have some kind of background noise, which I didn't mind because the trailers were cool. And he was interested in showing them to me.
Wait, pause.
Or upcoming.
I'm having a hard time with my patience because why is she talking so much? Why is she saying so much additional information? Why? It's hurting me. It hurts. If I could talk to James Owens right now, her attorney, I said, man, this is hurting me. You know when you put it in speed, you know when you made it go faster? That's what I was hearing the whole time. She's saying so much. Tell me, therapist, please give us an insight. What is going on in her mind? Why is she's running in circles in her brain?
Entitlement, Derek. That means entitlement. I can bet in any other occasion, she got it her way. She in many instances, she had the control. She got it her way in many situations. So she thought this is going to be and she's getting in her way. She has a good lawyer now. This is a very lucky lady.
This video is horrible. This so far what I've seen. I mean, it's only 14 minutes in. I just don't understand. Let me keep an open mind.
Keep an open mind. Let's all keep an open mind. I was waiting for this reaction of you. I know that with everything she's gonna say, and she keeps saying, I know any attorney is gonna be like, wait, no. But let me tell you, this is a lucky lady. So I don't know. Let's see what's gonna happen.
So on your laptop, you're
I mean, and then it was.
You said it was a good day. Like, you guys didn't have any conversations about your relationship. You guys didn't go down like the rabbit hole, like had too many to drink, and you guys start hitting.
No, when I tell you this, it made me so happy that he actually listened to what I had to say. With just, we'll get through it. This will be fine. It's a small hurdle that you and I together will get through, because
I'm talking about the money, jobs, daughters.
Yes.
Nothing relationship-wise though. Like no issues. Like, did you guys have a conversation about your relationship, or was it just about like
what's going on right now? I try to evoke it from him so he gets it off his chest, because I call him the volcano where eventually he's going to erupt.
Right.
And what he's learned in his classes is to communicate, which is a huge thing in a relationship, where he has been practicing communication. So he actually talks to me about things. And
Another thing, remember, she has been what I call systemized, which it means that I already read to you that she has several cases of domestic violence from him to her. So she knows the terminology, because for this cases also, she probably has encounters other attorneys. So she knows about terminology of how she's saying volcano. Those are psychological terminologies to describe behaviors. And when you go to court, probably you know more than me, but when you go to court and you get a therapist like me, you get a psychologist or a professional counselor that is going to discuss these type of behaviors. Those are things that we say. So that gives me a hint that she has heard about this and she's saying it because of that.
Great insight.
Put it on me. I'll sit there and try and figure it out for you. Like I have almost everything. Not a worry. Just tell me. Get it out of you. But it was, when I tell you, I was so happy. Like, it was such a good day. I kid you not. The weather was beautiful outside. I'm the one that had him go inside so we can do puzzles and painting and listen to music or whatever else he wants to do. So then he starts doing whatever it is we're doing together in the living room, and then starts talking, because I think he gets comfortable with, okay, you know what? We're here. It is a good day. Let me go ahead and explain myself. So I know. Nobody else knows, but I know. Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself. And I tried in every way, shape, and form, as everyone. I helped him. I took care of him. I miss him a lot, and I didn't even sleep last night. I miss him a lot.
I mean, is there any chance it got to be too much for you and you couldn't handle taking care of him? And
I never stopped.
I
never stopped. That's what I'm here for. I never stopped. I'm here now, gonna still try to help him.
Yeah. We just don't. I mean, it's unexplainable how he got these injuries, and
I have no idea.
You were the only one with him.
100% right hand to God. I have no idea how he got them. Nobody touched anybody. Nobody touched anybody.
Okay. You had mentioned that you would take photos, videos.
You can also detect when someone is lying when in the most maybe not accurate time to be swearing and to be saying, to ask everybody, I promise you, I swear to you. That's kind of like a hint when somebody wants to, it's lying and trying to convince you with all they have, but they choose kind of the wrong moment to try to convince you about something that it's not really that relevant, if that makes sense. Like you have an entire story, there's going to be some parts that really you could take that time to convince that person because it's relevant, but they use it in other things that are not as relevant. So that's what I'm seeing here.
Okay, but let me comment on that. Let me comment on that because, you know, I understand 100% what you're saying, but who does an adult like herself really convince in real life by acting that way? Like, like other children? Like, to me, that's very immature. To me, it seems very immature to be reacting that way. So, you know, as an adult, she's an adult with a child. Like, who is she talking to like that in real life? You know, I mean, it's just incredible that she believes that this is doing anything good. How can any real person think that what she's doing here right now is any good?
You know what, Derek, you would be surprised. Maybe not with somebody that is skilled, like it could be these detective or, you know, people like you that are an attorney, but you would be surprised that this behavior will convince other people easily. Why? Because as you see, she's a talker. She can distract people. She can get empathy from people because people might see her as, you know, she's not all there. Oh, poor girl. She must be like, these people are very good convincing others. That's why she got here so far. And that's why she has this entitlement of, I can control this situation. Because you will be surprised how many people with this behavior, that is very childish behavior, get away with a lot of things.
It's a cold world out here.
It is. And you know what? And I'm not trying to share this in, you know, in a very, you know, to move it to another side, but this is something real. You have to also keep in mind that people like it or not, you know, she's white. That could also create an impact of other people how can perceive you. She's a person that talks well. She has good words. She has good manage of her language. So even when she's childish in her strategies, she still has that on her favor. So we have to.
I see it.
That
I see it. I see it.
In general.
Yeah, I started documenting at one point, but that was way before, I think, the last time that he got arrested, where he was flying off the deep end. But then I had him bailed out. I got him out of jail.
Right.
But because he had violated the pretrial diversion, this time it's probation, so you don't have a choice in it. You have to go see your probation officer. You have to go to these classes. It's court ordered. Where it took him a while to get used to it and understand, they're not messing around. I even went down and met his probation officer, which I say, she's wonderful. That's one of my questions to me to talk about. Hugged me and said how much she knows that I take care of him. She called me personally one time when George was at work, when he was working. 42-minute phone call. She and I just saying how grateful she is that George has me. And she knows how hard I'm working to help him, just as she is and just as the classes will. So once he started actually going on a regular basis to the probation officer and then to his substance abuse class and his, I don't know what BID stands for, Batterers Intervention Program, and actually listening to what it is everyone had to say, he changed. Like I could see a change in him, where before lashing out, he would think about it. And would always come home and show me his papers. And we would look over his papers together. Where it's like, wow, you actually are learning this in class? And some of the stuff that they would show them, like videos, he would come home and be like, Sarah, I'm so sorry for what I've done to you. Because for a video that he watches, to make him feel that way, where it's like, oh man, I have done her wrong. But he's changed. He changed.
And that's why you're still with him, even though he's done all these things to you. And
when I tell you I love him, I love him.
Even when you love somebody, you have limits.
Everybody tells me that. All my neighbors still tell me that. The office, property manager.
At some point, somebody gets enough, and they have to do something to defend themselves.
I would just flee. And I don't know if you would like to see on my phone, or I think it's actually on a laptop. I actually, because, and you have to understand too, I have, like, prior to classes in PO, kicked him out. How many times? I had him arrested. How many times?
Then we also went down and bailed him
I know.
the next day.
I know.
what's on your laptop?
What was I going to tell you? Oh, previously, I actually looked up how to file a restraining order.
Okay.
Because I would take him out, his parents, because of them constantly having to take him back in, his bags of clothes, all his stuff. The last time, the father came out and irate and just not even, I don't even know if he knew Lucas was in the car, just opened the back of my car and started throwing all his crap and just throwing it, like the car would drop or he was throwing all his stuff. At that point, because I continually did it, not continually, I think I maybe did it 3 times, and he has nowhere else to go, they got fed up and said, nope, either you're staying there or you're staying here. But if you're staying here at their place, it's permanent. You're not going back over there anymore. So what happens is he pursues me. So I don't know if y'all know where Katie Way Trail is. Okay, so it's literally right there from our apartment. Would ride his bike to work, but before he would leave extra early and come up to the wall, stand on top of his bike and put his head over because he would know that I would be outside having my morning cigarette and cup of coffee. And I would also know too what time he would get off of work, where I would know, come getting off of work, you can do the same thing. So it's not like I ever got like a break from him where I told you all yesterday or whatever it was. I started to feel that it was too much togetherness. And when you have too much togetherness, friction happens. So I'm going to go ride my bike. I'm going to go upstairs and read a book. But every waking moment, he wants to be with me. So, and mind you, our townhome is either upstairs or downstairs. So it's like, if you would like to sit downstairs and watch a movie or play on the laptop, my shows, or maybe read a book. So, and then when that would happen, we really do that. So what's for dinner?
So you know
we got Chatty Patty. We call these Chatty Patties. You know, Chatty Patty over here.
Chatty Patty. It's a real, look how long is this interview. Look how long she was talking the entire interview from the start to the beginning. So let me ask you something before I skip it a little bit to some part that I want to show you. You as a lawyer, when you see this, what do you do?
It's hurting me deep inside my soul. It hurts. Because this type of evidence is just damning evidence. We call it damning evidence. And let me give a disclaimer right now for my lawyers that are listening and my legal people that know the rules of evidence. I'm not assuming yet that this video comes into evidence or not, right? There's going to be reasons why it will or not. But if it does get into evidence and the jurors do see this video, this is the type of stuff it's almost close to impossible to overcome. Okay? Because while you have a professional, you have an education, you have an insight, you can see the signals of, like you previously pointed out to us, when she brings her shoulders down and the moments where the reality and the truths, because there's a lot of truths in between what I believe is her lies, right? She plugs in different truths to fill in the lies. But you know what? I believe the jurors that I do trials in front of, I believe the people in my community are a little bit no better than that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So far, I wish I've heard something that I can tell you right now. Oh no, you know what? That's something that we could run with in court that helps us. So far, I haven't seen that. Oh, show me something. Show me something.
You know what, Derek? Really quick. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here. So again, let's see it in a different, with an open mind. Let's see the other layer. If I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a therapist, and
yes,
I could see this another way, right? I could look into her background, and I could also see, hey, this is a histrionic personality here that comes from these events that can be triggered by the abuse that she encountered with Mr. Jorge. So we don't know yet. We don't have all the evidence. And again, I'm playing the devil's advocate, but I'm also playing my part as a therapist. If she would have been my client and I'm treating her and I know her past and I know her trigger, we don't know her. We don't know where she came from, why she's acting this way, because it could be even an explanation. And here we are saying, oh, she's lying in this part or she's lying in this other part, but we don't know her history. We don't know her diagnosis. Maybe there's could be an explanation for that. So we as counselors also see other layers, just as similar as you guys do. We see other layers, and playing
I gotta tell you,
Go.
I gotta tell you, you're not playing devil's advocate, because if you were talking with her defense attorney, Mr. Owens, you will be advocating for her. And you know what? It's her right to. And everything you're saying as an attorney, for me, it makes me step back.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because the easiest thing to do is to be upset about it.
Yes.
You see, and what you're saying is what me as a defense attorney or what Mr. Owens would want to be telling the prosecutor.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because the prosecutor, like, when I'm talking that way, I'm sounding like a prosecutor.
Mm-hmm.
This conduct, we have to prosecute this. But, you know, you're absolutely right. I have dealt personally with criminal clients that I defend, that I know from me being right here with them, peeling through these layers, realizing this is not the criminal that is being alleged a crime. So I've had that personal experience. So I'm glad that you continue to highlight that for us, because it's very easy to just get upset about it.
And I will always do, because that's what I do every day. Every people that get to my office and we start, it's someone that it's coming up here with a lot of judgment to me, with a lot of perception of their bad side of the story. And when I get to how you said, peel those layers, there's a lot more. So that's why I always say this channel is to be open. It's okay that we get the prosecutor part here. It's okay. We could be right by that, but also we need to analyze it in the other side. So far,
Hey therapist, keep peeling those layers. I need to see more layers.
Right.
Let me see more layers, please.
Okay, so let me skip it. I'm trying my best in these, layers on her favor, but when we see the video and her reaction, when we see this, let's see what's gonna happen. So what I'm gonna do, Derek, I'm gonna skip it to another important part that we can react to it, because it's a very long video, but I'm gonna put it in the description so anyone can go back and see it without any comments, or if they want to catch up, like I said, because I want everybody ready for October so they could see it without interruption. So I'm gonna jump a little bit, okay?
Go ahead, let's do it.
So this is when
So you're bringing me to a time when there's gonna be a good layer that we're gonna peel back.
It's layer on her favor and layer. I think I can bring it both sides. I'm gonna.
Okay, let's see. Let's see, therapist.
Yes, let's see.
I'm feeling like I'm in prosecutor mode for some reason. So
yeah,
you know.
So this is it. First of all, everything that I'm skipping, it's her explaining her life with him. Everything that you have heard, she goes kind of like in circle of what happened. Same thing. Now they're gonna show what they gather from the phone, which it was the video.
Lucas wasn't there Sunday. Right.
Okay, so just to clarify, I want to clarify your segue there. So is this the first time that she realizes that the police see this video of Mr. Torres in the suitcase?
Correct. This is
better than a movie. This is better than TV.
And let me tell you something. You heard that she willingly gave her phone. So this is another.
She was telling them to look at it. She was saying, "Look at the videos."
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If Mr. Owen sits me in that chair, I have a lot of things to say, peeling those layers on, unfortunately, right? Her on her favor, on her defense. But let's see. Because why she's gonna give a video like that to them if it's not because she thought that it was not there, she cannot remember, maybe she has memory issues, we don't know,
or she's manipulating, or she thought about this whole plan in advance, because a lot of premeditated killers, once they commit the crime, they premeditate how to cover it up. If she's the manipulator that we've thought, that you've commented she's showing, I've seen these manipulation schemes go very far.
I agree. I can see
Anyways, it's Friday. It's Friday night somewhere right now, and I'm feeling like a prosecutor. Let's look at this video.
So, to your recollection, no videos on Sunday.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I mean, I maybe take a picture of them, the two of Tess and
The dogs.
and George and them dancing, but I mean, or it's just Tess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So I have something that I want to show you that we found. And it was from your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
something really quick. If you notice, she had a change in her breathing, right? She was breathing a little slower, but when she said like no video was there, I should not see no video, her breathing started changing, her padding and her breathing. But again, it doesn't have to be because she's suspecting of this video. It could be suspecting of any other video. I would be like that too, because you record things, you record yourself, you have pictures, so it could come from anything.
If you need to move it around, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I don't remember that.
For everything you've done to me.
Yeah.
For everything you've done to me.
Your battery's about that.
Shut it down.
Oh, okay.
Let me.
Sometimes she don't let me help her. Because when you see something like that, oh, your battery is running out. You saw her like she's watching something significantly serious, and she got like your battery really quick. So I know she's hard to help.
The battery doesn't last very long.
Yeah, it used to last a lot longer than that. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Let me just grab something.
All right. No, I was just simply asking because you had a look on your face when she asked you if you've ever done that before. You looked kind of shocked and
No,
okay, but why did you say it like that? Like,
I don't think you all understand who I am. Where,
well, tell me.
I mean, I've always been a straight A student. I am an
Oh
outstanding
my
mother to
God.
my son. I excel at everything. I would not do that.
You wouldn't have somebody in a suitcase?
Well, I didn't completely lock it. I mean, I opened it with one finger. I left enough in there for him to get out.
Okay.
And I wasn't planning on going upstairs and going to sleep.
Okay. No, it's just what you said.
You guys are scaring me.
Right.
We just want you to watch this. It came from your phone. Don't you want to know what's on it?
Yes, please.
It's a little bit here.
And this
Fuck
is,
you.
that's you, your voice. You take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
It's that long.
2 minutes.
No.
For everything you've done to me. For everything you've done to me. Fuck you.
And this
Fuck
is,
you.
that's you, your voice.
Stupid. That's my name. Don't wear it up.
I can't fuck the weed thing.
Yeah, that's when you do it. Choke me.
I don't want to watch that, please.
Last time we talked to you, you had said that you put him in the suitcase, you had two fingers hanging out. You
I
went to
flipped him
bed.
over. I flipped him over, and that's where it was.
There's two different videos and a still picture where, yeah, it shows you flipping him in different positions and him saying that he can't breathe and you saying fuck
So
you.
this is upside down. So in order for him to have gotten into it,
It was flipped up.
right, it was flipped up normal.
Yes.
Like as if you're packing something. So this is upside down.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image is upside down, and then this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't How did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep,
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
but not intentional.
No, you told me you went upstairs because
What?
you were
Stop
getting
here.
ready for bed.
Stopped here.
Okay, but
Where's here?
show me where you can see any fingers coming out, because there's the end.
It's and his head's right here.
Mm-hmm.
So going like this, rather than going all the way up, it's like this.
But why is he saying I can't breathe, and why is he pushing on it as if he can't get out?
And it doesn't show a hole.
There's no hole. There's no fingers. I don't see his fingers. There's no hole.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, I don't know, like, what you want me to tell you.
I'm just showing you. I'm just telling you what we see and what we've heard from the
I
other video.
understand. I understand.
He's begging for you to let him out. You're laughing in the beginning, and then in the end, it sounds kind of like a.
No, it's not malicious.
Well, saying fuck you,
It's not malicious.
then what is that?
What does fuck you mean to you?
Well,
Like if I were to tell my
like he
partner-
does. Like, I get called everything but a white woman, so
Okay.
my intention was not to leave him in there. Please understand that. My intention was not to leave him in there.
But you went upstairs thinking that he could get himself
Yes.
out, but the video shows
That's
at
what I
no
told
point
you.
can I see his fingers.
He'll
it
be up
looks
here any
like-
minute.
And then 30 minutes later, he didn't show.
And he's telling you
And I
he
didn't
can't
wake
breathe.
up.
Do you
He's
think
not
he's
able to get
joking?
out.
You told me he was laughing, and
We were
the
before.
video, there's no
When we
laugh.
first got in there, both of us were.
So how long was he in there for? Like, this video is at 11:12 when it starts, so was he in there for like a long time prior to
No.
recording this?
No.
So it goes from funny to now longer funny,
But
and
I
you're the
didn't.
only one laughing.
But I didn't think that he was like panicky. Like
So pushing up on a suitcase saying, Sarah, 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 I can't breathe.
George has done that in the past before too, where it's just like he thinks.
What all is happening here, I could see, like, in my opinion, she knew that video was there. She knew she recorded it because she's explaining what happened in that moment. So it seems that she can recall when it happened. So I at the beginning want to be like more, well, always open-minded, but see it in another perspective of saying maybe she has some memory issues and she honestly cannot remember her recording that. But it doesn't seem like, because she's not actually kind of denying that she recorded it, or she cannot recall that moment. Probably if reality would be that she cannot recall the event and she has some memory issue, you would act, surprised, and you cannot explain what's happening because you cannot remember it. So it seems like she does remember what happened. That's my taking of it.
Thinks that he's woe is me kind of thing, where it's like
He's never been locked in a suitcase. That's
No.
why he couldn't get out. So,
It's kind of. I thought it was
and
the
you know the
boy
oxygen.
crawling wolf, crying wolf kind of thing.
Okay.
And for last in here, like to tell you that she wants to have control of the situation. She's talking on top of the detective. Every time she wants to say something, she kind of lead the way. Sarah take the lead, talking on top of her, and now she's talking something else. She's talking something.
And again, my plan.
But nowhere in there is he laughing, is he joking. He is begging. And you're the only one laughing.
Okay.
And you're the only one saying derogatory comments. Like you're mad.
No. Please don't. I don't mean to sound negative, and I don't know if I can say this, but like it's like you guys are kind of trying to like feed me. Like,
No, I'm just trying to show you a video that you no longer want to watch because you probably don't want to know the outcome of how and what you said.
well, I know what.
You know what's on that video now?
No.
You remember making that video?
No.
Why don't you remember making the video?
Probably because we had been drinking.
But you weren't drunk.
Just because I went upstairs and. Just
You
because
told
you're
us-
drunk doesn't mean that you.
Times that you were not drunk. You said that you had your wits about you. You said he had his wits about you.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you don't like not having your wits. In my experience, if somebody cannot remember doing something to the extent of making 2 videos and taking a photo, they are intoxicated.
Okay. I understand where you all are coming from.
Well,
I
we're
get
just
it.
trying to make sense of it. We're
I
trying
get
to
it.
figure
Right.
out
We're
what
trying
you're
to
saying.
figure out this
You
video.
explain it to us.
Derek, I have a question for you. Would it be a better defense for her if she would have been drunk? Or it wouldn't like make any difference?
I wouldn't say it's a better defense because then it just opens up to a more likely than not that because she was intoxicated, people do bad stuff.
Mm.
It kind of, to me, it sways it in the favor of the circumstantial evidence
Mm.
that supports that she committed a crime.
Mm. Okay.
You know, it's like they say, it's like the old phrase says, you know, people that drink alcohol are the ones that tend to get into a fight. Nobody that's ever smoked a joint of marijuana has ever wanted to get into a fight.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
She was better off saying I was smoking weed.
But because what I thought it was like, well, if I'm drunk and I'm intoxicated, I have less control of what I do. So the intention is not there. I could say, you know, I did not commit this crime because the crime is there. Like, it's recorded. Period. You did it. There's no doubt that you did it. But I thought that saying something that you're intoxicated, the mean was not there, you know, I fell asleep because I was intoxicated. That's where my question came from. You know what I mean? Like my thought.
Yeah, no, I see that as, and I guess, you know, maybe you're leaning towards like an involuntary, you know, manslaughter or an involuntary, you know, type of charge of a crime.
Mhm.
But the thing is that historically,
Mhm.
you know, the attempt to use intoxication,
Mhm.
you know, especially drinking, you know, to try to create that, you know, soft defense, you know, I don't believe it is successful.
Mm.
I think more for the detectives, for the prosecutors, it gives more fuel
Mhm.
for, you know, yeah, people intoxicated do crazy stuff.
Got it.
Now, is intoxication a defense for, you know, less liability, you know, less culpability? I mean, you know, we'll see depending on the charges that end up, you know, we know the charges that they put together, but sometimes in the middle of a trial, the prosecutor may lower charges if evidence comes out a certain way. So,
Okay.
but for me personally, in this scenario right now,
Mhm.
the whole intoxication thing is not working.
Mm.
It just hasn't sounded consistent, not once.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know, like you'll see when that intoxication excuse really makes sense. This is not it. So far, this is not it. Therapist, this is not it. I haven't seen any more layers being peeled here. So I don't know what's going on here. This is not going good. This is not going good.
She's not helping me, helping her.
Hey, how about this? How about when the, you know, what did you think about? What did you think about when the detective tells her, yeah, this is the reason why you don't want to watch the rest of this video because it says more things. What can you say about her not wanting to watch the rest of the video? Because to me, like that, to me is off too. To me, I agree with the detective. Yeah, you don't want to watch the rest of it because you know how bad it gets. You remember this video very well, don't you? You don't want to watch the rest of it. You know how bad it is.
Mm-hmm.
Why is she doing that?
Of course, she's doing that for what you're saying. Is she's getting hit with the reality, and these type of personality will not like to be taught. She's gonna be in the position of talking about something that she's not gonna have control of, because it's there. She has no excuses for that. She remembers very well, so she don't want to hear any more, because hearing more, it's going to come up with more questions. Again, What happened with the liars? What do lying people do? They shut down, right? They take control of the conversation, and then they go like, I don't want to talk anymore. Forget it. I don't want to hear it. Think what you want to think. They want to change. You see, so that's the strategy she's going for. Okay.
I just did. Like, we were playing, and then, like, I thought it was.
Because she has a script already. We were playing. We were having a good time. Everything was good. If I have that video running, everything is going to change, and you're going to have a lot of questions for me that I don't want to do that. And you remember when I told you, Derek, these people that get this type of entitlement and people trust them, she got control there. She got them to stop the video. You see that? It's something that she got them to stop the video right away. Why did they do that? Because she knows with that, she gets some control, and she did that control to these investigators. They must have their reasons. You know, I'm not judging the call from the investigators, but I could see how she won by them stopping the video.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep. My plan was not to, he'll be up here any minute.
But you
again-
willingly went upstairs and went to sleep. No one forced you to go upstairs and get
My
ready
plan
for
wasn't
bed.
also to leave him in the suitcase,
So why didn't you take him out?
because I went upstairs and then I fell asleep.
But why?
So again, I'm gonna skip it a little bit, Derek. Kind of like, because she's gonna keep talking about like the reason she came up. It's important and interested video, because people are gonna gather the detail of what happened on her words and a lot of inconsistencies. So I don't want to run it all over to the end, because I want you to go to sleep, have a good sleep, and I don't think watching this entire video. And I want to help a little bit Mr. Owens, because every time this run, I bet that Mr. Owens is losing a couple of nights too.
Yeah, he is my fellow colleague. I know he will.
Because I didn't know what to do and how horrific it was. I called Ryan, and 5 minutes later I called you guys? Not even 5 minutes. Nonetheless, that I had to try.
She's now in the part encounter of what happened when she called 911, and kind of like this is what they're discussing now.
I was trying to do CPR. I had to get him out and try to do CPR, and then called you guys. And then was continually doing CPR with the dispatch on the phone, where he had me count out loud to help me focus on what I was doing.
I don't know how. I mean, you can sit here all day long and say, I thought he was going to get himself out, but that.
I like when someone is getting interviewed and you give them the silence. I always cross my finger and say, don't talk. I want to see the reaction. But the detective talk in my field, we do that. Not, in my field, you don't want to find out truth or whatever, but you want to find the reactions. You want to find information about this person. So you use a lot of silence and see what it's coming after. It tells you a lot.
You didn't, and you went upstairs, and you stayed there for 30 minutes before you fell asleep.
But can I say too,
You chose not to ever at any point during that 30 minutes walk back down and check on him.
no,
She's been confronted again. She's been confronted of inconsistency, things that don't make sense, things that make you guilty. You do this. What she does, take control again. Wait a minute.
But listen, let me say, but why is it so hard for her to exercise her rights to an attorney and just say, I'm not going to talk anymore, I'm going to get a lawyer? She's been confronted once. Why didn't, tell me about this personality? Is something off? Because listen, I give you the benefit of the doubt. She went in there. She's trying to do the right thing. You know, she's being nice. You know, little miss victim. But come on, now they confronted you. Now you realize, wait a second. And she's still gonna keep going. You know, at this point, it's like you have the right to an attorney. You have the right to remain silent. Like, enough is enough. You know they're confronting you. Stop the show. It doesn't get any better.
I wish I could give you an answer of why people do this. I really don't know, but on it, I think that in her case, you heard what when I told you the summary of the case. 8 lawyers, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 8 lawyers. What would that tell you? She thinks she knows it all. She thinks that everybody needs to do what she says it needs to be done. 8 lawyers. Let's see how Mr. Owens will deal with this. Let's see what's going to happen with him. But that would tell you she thinks she knows better than everybody else. So why am I going to hire a lawyer if I have, or why am I going to call a lawyer right now, say my right, when I know I could do this the best way? That's what I think, but I really don't have like an.
Wait 1 second, because I know, like, with you all, and then like, because you continually ask me like time frames, where I told you like I don't bother even looking at the clock most of the time, so it's like a guesstimate. So for all I know, maybe it was 10 minutes.
Okay. But the point is, you left the living room where he was begging for help and went upstairs. Regardless of how long you were there, you left. You say,
I thought he was the boy calling wolf. Again.
Okay.
So when he asked to be let out, like, what's your reasoning for not letting him out?
When I was upstairs?
No, when he's asking on the video, he asked multiple times. He asked to be let out. I can't breathe. Why didn't you let him out?
Well, number one, I had no idea it was going to end like that.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Number two, just, you know what? I'll give you 5 minutes or so in there. They'll give you 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes for what?
Well, based off the video, one video is at 11:12 and the next one's at 11:23. So you actually gave him at least 11 minutes per video recording. So my thing is, when it stopped, he asked multiple times. I mean, why? Why did you not let him out? It's just a simple question.
To be honest with you, I mean,
Were you punishing him?
no, just,
Well, that's what you're saying in the video.
This is what you get. This is
Oh.
what you make me feel like.
see, and then it's all backfired on me. Like, it's all backfired on me. And I understand the severity of this. I just,
You did.
Everything is backfiring. No, you're the one recording it. You're the one who committed the crime. And everything is firing on me?
awful, I know.
Okay.
It's awful. And I will tell you both this right now, too. I will never drink alcohol again.
Okay.
Like, I will never.
No. Stop.
Oh, Derek. Well, everything about
That's it, man. You know
Yes.
what? You know, again, God bless, my colleague, Mr. Owens, and she's the luckiest person because, this is, he's gonna save her life. But, I'm not saying that he's gonna get her to be not guilty, but he's gonna still save her life. Because this is, so far what I've seen is, throw her under the grave, throw her under the prison jail, throw her under.
Yes. So you know what? You say it all. The rest of the video, Derek, it's more of this rumbling thing all over again. She get confronted about specific details, evidence that they have. Everything about the video, the rest of the video, it's kind of these. What you're gonna keep seeing, keep listening to all this rumbling about her. The last part, she keep acting when she get arrested. Oh, they even got the swiping thing, and she.
Okay, I want to see. She ends up getting arrested here.
Yes.
They put her in handcuffs. I want to see when they put her in handcuffs.
Yes.
Why?
Because
That's how
anytime
you
we talk to
explain.
somebody, we want to assure that everything that we talk about is
True and accurate to the best of that person's knowledge.
not your question,
To the best of my knowledge,
so that's your knowledge.
everything that you told us today is true and accurate to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, that was not intentional.
All right, give me a favor, stand up.
One more speed. Yeah. Yes.
Two hands behind your back. Do you have anything in your pockets that I should know about?
No.
Okay.
Why is this happening?
Because George is dead.
Not intentionally.
We understand that.
He's still dead.
Well, we don't
Someone
really
needs to call Brian, please.
Okay.
Or can I not make a phone call?
You'll be able to make a phone call and we'll get you down to the jail.
So why
You'll
is
be
this
afforded-
happening? So this was a trick.
No, it's not
No,
a trick.
not
How
a
was the
trick.
trick? I'm in here to ask you to explain a few things to us.
Uh-huh.
And
You were right, you're right.
your response to everything was basically, I didn't do it.
Intentionally.
Doesn't matter. It's still there. Do me a favor. Have a seat.
Really, guys?
Really.
Joe Biden didn't show up.
Thanks.
Why is
You're
this
trying-
happening?
Because
Before you all said I could leave.
when
That I was done after this. After that.
we were done, yes, we were done. Absolutely.
So now, so that's what it is.
We are done.
Right? Not intentional.
Okay.
So what am I supposed to do now?
You will,
Someone needs to call Brian. Lucas is waiting for mom to come home. This was not my intention. I thought I was waiting for you all to come and figure out what's what and how many.
that's what we're trying to do.
And I was going to be able to go home and see Lucas. Now he's just not going to have me come home. So there's nothing that I can do.
All right, no.
There's nothing that I can do in order to go home and see Lucas and prepare.
No, right now, no. You'll be afforded a time in court. You'll be afforded an attorney. You'll be afforded a chance to talk to a judge, and all that stuff will be worked out.
But what's the time frame for that though?
I have no way of being able to tell you. You should make first appearance by like tomorrow morning, if not tonight. I mean, how things are busy. How quickly you get down there.
I
I
have a
don't work in
suspicion
that.
this is going to happen. And I need water like really bad, dude. You all shut me down.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. You know, those moments, that moment, you know, in my career, watching videos like this from my clients,
Mhm.
that's one of those moments that's the most heartbreaking and most surreal real life moments when you see somebody's freedom be taken away and they're being charged with a very serious crime. You know, the majority of the time you just witness that person's freedom be taken away for the rest of their life. You know, so that moment right there is think about such a surreal life moment. That and like that's just how it happens in the split of a second. In the split of a second, those handcuffs went on her back, and she hasn't been out of jail ever since.
Mhm.
And that's how life is. You know, when it comes down to this criminal prosecution and our judicial system.
Mhm.
And you know, and the things that run through my mind is like, oh, you know, was that worth it? All of it to get to this? I mean, you know, the detective is right. You know, why is this happening? The man is dead.
Exactly. It's surprising. Like she acts like, why is it like she's so surprised of what are you doing this? It's like she has no insight. She
Well,
has
therapist, I gotta tell you, again, another episode or another show where I'm gonna need some therapy after this. I'm gonna need, this weekend I'm gonna think about this, and I'm gonna need a therapy session myself because this is heavy stuff. This is heavy stuff to think about and to analyze.
Yes, I agree. It requires this is deep. It's serious. It's dark. It's really dark. So Derek, thank you so much again. people can find the video and all the resources that we use to create the video, other people that we follow from the community of these welcoming community for real crime. I'm going to share in the description of the video. And from our next video, we're going to talk about the battered woman syndrome and see what's up for the case. And then on October, let's follow Sarah Boone case and with her new attorney. All right.
Yeah, I always look forward to the comments and any feedback. You know, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me again. Let's do it again. I'll see you on the next episode.
Bye, guys.